Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got a fun video for you, which is a guide on how to kill more people as Thanos, survive longer, and ideally win some games, which is kind of hard to do when every player on the map is trying to shoot you in the back. In a few seconds, the Infinity Gauntlet is going to land outside of Anarchy Acres, and I'm going to be privileged to be the first person to transform into the Mad Titan himself, get a 12-kill game, and win, despite the fact that a very smart PC player set up a trap for me at the end. So it wasn't easy, but using these same tips that I'm going to share with you, I'm going to teach you how to play better as Thanos. There are some very harsh realities about Thanos you need to accept as soon as you pick up the Infinity Gauntlet. Number one is that he's very slow. He has some good gap closing moves, but even those moves immobilize him. His hitbox is huge, so it's very easy to headshot him, body shot him, or put a lot of damage downstream very quickly. You can't build anything, which further limits your mobility and means that it's very difficult to go up and down hills. And finally, you're going to be everybody's #1 target because, let's get real, you're the biggest threat on the map and everybody wants to be Thanos. Since you do have the Reality Stone, you get some other good realities, such as a ton of base health, 1,000 in total, with the 200 shield regenerating. Unfortunately, the 100 health does not, so you want to take as little health damage as possible. You basically get unlimited vision with your huge jumps, and every single thing that you do, from the punches to the jump up, which you're going to see in a second, to the jump down, to the laser, all destroy structures, which means it's very difficult for people to hide from you long term. Well, they can hide in the vision sense, but they most certainly can't take cover from hardly anything that you do. The #1 thing you don't want to do as Thanos is the thing that I'm just about to do, and you don't want to go ham and try and kill everybody as soon as you get them, because you'll guaranteed die. If you run into 2 people that are smart, or especially 3 people, they'll probably hose you down, and you'll either die or you'll lose so much health that you will die in the next fight. It's much smarter to work the outside of the map instead of going to the center, and try and force enemies into 1v1s. Don't try to fight just a big group of people, because they'll just murder you. Do keep in mind that lots of people will hide from you and snipe at you, like the guy who just took a shot at me. They will hide in bushes, behind cover, and in trees, so it will take a bit to find them, but when you do find them, you need to introduce them to the big old purple laser, which leads me to my next point. Thanos' big purple laser is seriously underrated. There's a lot of people that like to go in punching and ground pounding, but it breaks barriers, it's a perfect hit scan, actual laser beam, and it usually kills people in one burst with a very short cooldown. You can detonate it mid-air and hover and shoot it, but I think that makes you too big of a target. I prefer to do it on ground after, I gap close them a little bit, and I get more kills with the laser than I do chasing people around with the fist or ground pounding them. I do have a little promo here that I'd like to share for you. I'm a partnered Mixer streamer. Mixer has recently optimized their mobile app for Android and iOS, so they're offering a bounty for me to have people download the app using my referrer ID. If you'd like to help me out and support the channel, I get paid a little bit less than $1 for every single person that downloads the Mixer app. If you're curious for what that is, it's a streaming platform like Twitch or YouTube. It's run by Microsoft, so it's not a sketchy third-party corporation or free V-Bucks or anything. It's just a streaming platform, and I get a little reward for every single person that downloads, so if you want to support me, I'd appreciate it. Moving along, I recommend jumping as little as possible with Thanos and use it primarily for vision instead of attacks. A lot of people like to jump up and use it to just come down and get the big epic ground pound. I don't think that's even remotely as smart as using it to jump up and get vision. You should also never jump mid-fight. When you jump mid-fight, you are guaranteed to die. It's much smarter to just stay on the ground and chase people than to stand still and have that long wind-up jump. As you've seen earlier, not in this particular segment, but earlier on, I almost always jump from behind cover, from behind a tree, from behind natural cover like a hill, from inside of a building, because I'll bust through it. You never want to jump out in the open because every single person will see you and shoot at you, but from behind some kind of cover, like the tree I just jumped through, will mean that an average person with an average gun won't be able to shoot you while you jump up in the air and get your height and vision for your big old ground pound maneuver. My typical fights are 1 jump for vision, and then a 2nd jump to ground pound the enemy. If I can kill them with 1 hit, that's great. Usually you can't. Don't worry about it. I still honestly haven't mastered that. It's more of a gap closing than it is anything. And as soon as you land, you need to decide very quickly whether you want to go in with the laser or the punches. I prefer the laser. The punches are also okay. And continually punching will allow you to move surprisingly fast and close distance, about the same speed that most people can sprint, but do be aware that you can miss swing and go the wrong direction. Finally, here at the end, you're wondering why I'm just running around in the grass. What I'm doing is I'm using this hill as natural cover. I know there's no enemies around me, so if I want to jump to get vision, I can just simply move back. They can't shoot me because they can't shoot through the solid object, and I can kill this dude over here that's been hiding in the bush. I missed him by a little bit. See, the ground pound usually doesn't do it, but I did manage to laser him very well. Height and natural cover are your friends as Thanos. People can't shoot behind mountains. You can jump behind them, jump over them. You can get stupidly high, and it's kind of easy to do. Height, advantage, and vision are your friends. Going ham is not, and playing slow is your friend. Finally, the one thing that you don't want to have happen is exactly what I have happen at the end of this game. I've got very low health, and my enemy is inside an enclosed space with indestructible objects, so I have to take the most disadvantageous fight that I possibly can here. If this guy had a trap on the wall, if he had C4, if he had absolutely anything, or maybe 1 second, 1 millisecond more ability to skill or aim, I almost certainly would have died because I went down to 13 health. This was extremely close. And if you have to kill Thanos, you should do exactly what this guy's doing. If I hadn't played this as smart and aggressive, and probably honestly as lucky as I did, I would not have won this game. So in summary, play smart, not aggressive, work the outside of the map. You want to jump once for vision, albeit from behind cover, and then jump again to gap close. As soon as you land, decide very quickly whether you want to go in with the punches or with the laser. And guys, that is all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.
Crack?
No.
Oh no! No way!